Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I'm thrilled, seriously thrilled to have back on again Gabriella Zauna. She has just released a fantastic new track called The Mirror, and I am super excited to talk to her all about it. Gabriella, it's been far too long. How are you doing?
I am the busiest I've been in my life, to be honest with you.
The good busy or the bad busy?
Oh, great. No, it's
Okay, good.
I was telling my friend this the other day. I was like, it feels good to have like a good thing to be exhausted about because there's bad things to
Yes,
be exhausted about, like mental health and stuff. But
always.
right now, I'm at a place in my career where I'm exhausted by things that are good. So
Good.
that's where I'm at.
Well, we could talk about the song and we're going to, but I want to hear all about the good things because it's been nearly a year and a half since we've last spoken. And I'm not BSing you. Obviously, I've enjoyed our conversation so much. You're seriously an amazing artist who's always like pushing the needle forward in some capacity. And so, like, I want to celebrate your accomplishments. Like, what's been going on in your life? Obviously, a lot.
Yeah. Well, I I think from the last time I spoke to you, not I think I know, I was a very different person. Like
Yeah.
I last night I was watching some of our old videos and stuff, our old interviews, and I don't know, I just cringed so hard
Oh
because
my God, no.
I just feel like I was 16 years old when I was
Yeah,
talking to you.
right.
I was like, kind of new to releasing music and stuff and new to having a team and everything. So I was just kind of really shy and nervous. And I remember like the times that I got on these Zooms with you, I was like freaking out. I was like, I couldn't, I, I was so nervous. And
You
it's like,
hit it well.
yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm not joking. If you were, then you hit it well.
I'd like to think I did, but like
Okay,
after I was like, fuck, why did I
sure.
say
But
that?
yeah,
Like,
you know yourself better than anyone else, so you're always going to point out the negatives. I get that.
Um, but anyways, I bring that up because I just have grown so much. I'm 18 years old now. I'm turning 19 this year. Um, Time has gone by super fast. I think that once I started kind of putting myself out there on TikTok, that's when things started getting better for me.
Yeah,
And I I have never been one to want to put myself out on TikTok. Like I have always disliked the idea of making content
sure.
and like being like a TikTok artist. I fear that because I
Oh
feel
yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I despise it, but it's a
like,
necessary evil.
like I feel like it just invalidates the art behind it and
1,000%. I could talk about that for an hour. It's just like it's not even how good your music is, it's how captivating and engaging you can be in the video that would spur someone to click the play button, which is stupid, but is true at the same time, you know?
I hate that it's a necessary thing because if we're just being truthful and honest, it is very necessary to have social media nowadays, like
Oh
super
yeah,
necessary.
can't do it without it.
And while it is exhausting and I do not like it,
Yeah.
I I have gotten so many good things out of TikTok and I've played two shows since then.
Nice.
And so, I wouldn't trade it for anything else, but it has been something that I've fought myself with in terms of like, should I keep posting? Is posting stupid? Like, should I keep doing what I'm doing?
Sure.
But I put out my EP last year
Right.
in March. And I started posting on TikTok around February, like late February, early March. And when it came out, there was like maybe two people that were from TikTok that were excited about it. And then, I started posting more and more, and then I kind of got my groove on TikTok. Like
Yeah.
it kind of took me a while, but I I got into the groove of knowing how to do it my own way instead of being
Sure.
like, "Hi, my name is Gabriella Zauna, and I'm a TikTok artist." you know?
I get it. Yep.
Like
Totally.
that's just not me.
Right.
And I tried to be honestly peppy, because I was like, oh, that's what people like, but it's just not my personality. Like, if you know
Yeah.
anything about me, I'm just not a peppy person. And
Not to bring it back to your song, but you're kind of trying to mirror what you see on there as you swipe. You're like, well, shit, if I'm not the happiest person alive, then people are going to swipe immediately. But I do feel that people respond to realness because,
yeah.
well, that's the thing, is everyone who is on TikTok can have a completely different experience from another person. Like, you can
Mhm.
have two phones you can swipe and you'll never see or hear the same thing. So
Mhm.
people respond and it shows up where it's supposed to, which is a cool thing for you. Because one thing I pulled from your music is it's obviously very you. It's not you trying to be someone else. It's not you trying to create what you think people are going to enjoy. Rather, you're the person putting the effort in, so it should be something that you want to enjoy. And that's what you put out in your persona.
Yeah, that means a lot. Thank you for saying that. That's actually something that I've struggled with,
Yeah.
like people say online about me. Because once I started picking up more traction on TikTok, well, actually, I don't know if you know this. This song came from like a viral TikTok of mine. It has a
I
million,
did not.
yeah, it has a million views now. It's
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's hear about it. Let's bring it all back together. Let's hear
um
the origin story.
yeah, well, this is kind of how I got a bigger audience, because
Sure.
I did a series where I had people be like, should I sample? And then they'd comment stuff. I did like a pen clicking. Actually, something really cool was the second video I did. I did ice cubes and then pen clicking.
Okay.
Um, Phineas, Billie Eilish's
Yeah, yeah,
brother,
yeah.
a TikTok, and he commented on it, and it was really cool.
Amazing.
That was a pretty big thing for me, so that was cool. And then I think I posted this in September. It was me breaking pasta, and I broke it and sampled it, made it into a beat, then put a melody over it, and I literally made it within like an hour. Like, it did not take.
That's awesome. Okay.
And those videos did better than my other ones, but with that one specifically, I don't know, I just didn't think it would do well. At the time I was like discouraged. I was like, none of my videos are doing great right now. Like, why would this one? And then it just popped off, and people really liked it. But there was a good amount of people that did not like me and said really horrible things about me.
Yeah,
And
no, been there. At the same time, if they're commenting, that's just more engagement for you.
this is true.
You
This
know?
is true.
They're just jealous. But I don't need to tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, I've kind of refrained from talking about this specifically, but I've gotten a lot of comparison to Billie Eilish in the past,
Sure.
and that was a ton of the comment section. And I think that I wasn't necessarily prepared for all those comments, and when I started reading them, I couldn't stop, and
Yeah.
it was something that was really, really, really hard on me, and kind of drove me to write this song. In a sense, there are many things that did, but this one was definitely like a huge contributing factor to why I wrote it. And I think when people constantly question who you are, who you're being, who you're not, tell you who you should and shouldn't be, these people don't even know you. They have no idea what your life is like.
No,
And yeah, it's
nah,
just
anonymous internet idiots, basically. No, really though. I understand. It's like at the same time you want the instant feedback, but not that kind of instant feedback, you know? And I think that pulls from a lot of different things though, because in the music scape nowadays, no one's original. Everyone's trying to be original, but realistically, everyone's pulling from an influence or inspiration. Billie Eilish didn't just wake up one day and said, I'm gonna do this and it's going to sound different than anyone else. Like, obviously she listens to who she listens to and it comes through in the music.
yeah.
People are annoying.
I
Simple as
mean, I think that influence is all around us, and that
yeah.
doesn't have to be a bad thing. And I've addressed it even on TikTok. I
Sure.
I responded to a comment, and I kind of just explained like where I'm coming from, because
Yeah.
I, just to touch on it briefly, um, I don't want to be her. I can't.
Of course not.
I think if nobody could try to be her, let alone another person. It's like
Yeah,
we are our own individual people, and of course I take inspiration from many people, including her, but and I will never deny that. And I think it's funny that people are saying, like, I just think it's funny that people assume things about you and they have no idea who you are. um
I agree.
and it's crazy that people you don't even know could make you question who you are, which is kind of, the big theme of this song for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, they see a video for 10 seconds, they leave their thoughts, they scroll away, and they maybe never think about you again. But whatever they say leaves a long lasting memory, and that's like the toxic side of it. So, but that's never going to end. There's no end in sight to that,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
No.
That's okay because TikTok definitely obviously has its place in music and just society and media. And yeah, it's that necessary evil.
Yeah, for sure. I think that there's a level of acceptance that you have to kind of be okay with when it comes to being an artist in
Right.
2023.
Yeah, no, be as vulnerable as possible and be susceptible to just people
Yeah.
bashing you. And if you're not okay with that, then you can't be an independent artist. So whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, okay, I do want to focus a little bit more on the song because it's just great. And I mean, obviously I've listened to everything you've made, and it does feel like a minor pivot in a way, which obviously I enjoy. You're always growing as an artist and experimenting and trying new things. This sort of like down tempo, like immersiveness is very similar to the past, but I love the slow nature of the song at the same time. So I want to get into your head a little bit about how this was made. Did you produce this one? Did you have outside help? Like, what did it look like when creating it?
But
Like,
I
where to start?
yeah, let's see. Well, like I said, it started from TikTok. I posted
Sure.
it early September,
Yep.
not expecting people to like it, and then people
No.
really did. So I was like, oh shit, now I have to
I gotta
actually
make this thing. Yeah. Pretty much.
and people are like, where's the song? And I'm like, I haven't even fucking written it yet.
Right.
And I went through, I want to say 3 or 4 different drafts of like just like the actual body of the song, not even production, forget the production.
Yeah.
I wrote 3 or 4 different songs, and it took me a while to get back to the one that I have right now. And I want to say that I wrote that, I don't know, I have it written down in my notebook somewhere. I think it was
Sure.
December,
Yeah.
January, somewhere around that time. And the production honestly came pretty quickly after that. The writing was the hardest part for sure, because I think with such a big subject, I don't know if you know what it's about, but it's about kind of losing yourself in trying to please other people
Yeah.
and listening to outside opinion more than you should. And so, I think when you have such a big subject, it's really difficult to fit it in a 3-minute song. And
Yeah.
yeah, like I put a lot of pressure on myself to make it perfect, because I was like, fuck, a lot of people like this song. This is my most anticipated song. I have to really make sure that it's awesome. And I think putting that pressure on myself really didn't do me good. So I just had to let that go and say, you know what, comes when it comes. I'm not gonna force it. And then it came.
So that's how it happens. If you
Yeah.
no, really though, if you force it too much, then it's like it comes off disingenuous. But you're also writing from personal experience, so you know.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And this one I produced myself. Um and I always enjoy doing that, but I don't know, I think that also writing about a song about isolation and feeling alone in your body and all of this can make you feel like you're alone making it, because I was alone making it. It was just me in this room. And
Yeah.
yeah. And at the time, I was in a relationship and going through a lot of self-doubt with you know does this person like what I'm wearing? Am I dressing for this person or am I dressing for myself? I have no idea. And I noticed myself kind of starting to change a little bit. And I was so confused as to whether I thought that they would want me to wear this or I wanted to wear this. And I put so much, it was more of me, like, who put the pressure on myself. And,
Yeah.
you hear a lot of stories about people being like, my ex forced me to wear this and, this. And it's like, that's not really what happened. I just felt the need to be more feminine. And I think that also comes with time, because I do think that with time I have gotten more feminine, and I'm 100% okay with that. I'm okay with change, and change is necessary to grow. And this song for sure, I feel like, is a big milestone for me, not only in my life, but in my career and my artist journey too.
That's awesome. No, I'm serious. I love that it stands for more than just the song, and it kind of leaches into your life, which is such a beautiful thing. Because at the same time, it's not like you're creating a moniker in your music. It is a direct reflection of who you are as a person and you're living. And I think that when people listen to music, they capture that 3 minutes of time and think that's who you are, but it just goes so much deeper than that. And that's such a nice thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Something else that I want to touch on is I know the last time that we spoke, a focal point of our conversation was like, am I ever going to be able to play shows? Like, are concerts going to happen? Is there going to be a music industry? And we fast forward all this time, and you've done that, and you've done it multiple times. And I assume that there's more on the way. And I'm gonna probably immediately regret saying this, but it's been so cool, like, not just you, but the people that I get to talk to, like, see them grow up and evolve from what they were. It's like, there's these, like, little baby independent artists, and they grow up and they become something, and it's such a nice thing to see. So, I wanna talk about that experience for you, like, how was it playing in front of an audience? What did that look like? What are the future plans?
Even just like hearing about it makes me so happy, because,
Yeah,
well, today it's March 14th. I played my first show October 21st, and that was more of a, what do you call it? A showcase. It was a showcase. So I was with
okay,
other artists. I think there was three other artists, if I'm not mistaken.
gotcha.
I was the first to go on, and I was so nervous. I couldn't eat all day. I felt like I was gonna vomit. But the thing about it is, like, performing is seriously, I've always wanted to like, when I tell you I've always wanted to do this, like, I've seriously always wanted to do it.
Yeah,
And I just I it was what I was expecting, but not at the same time. Like, I wasn't expecting to see people singing the words back to me. And I think that that's the most insane thing to wrap my brain around, because it's like,
mhm,
I wrote these songs. Specifically, there's a song on my EP called If I Could Catch a Rainbow. It means so much to me.
yeah,
It's about depression as a child and kind of growing up with it. And I wrote it in such a dark place, and in here, and by myself, and to see that it connects with other people and they're singing it back to me, it just it blows my mind that my music could ever do that for somebody, that it could ever help them. And I mean, that show was definitely pivotal in my life, for sure. It made me kind of realize how grateful I am for the life that I have right now. And
totally.
it's really easy to get lost in sadness and feeling like you're not enough. And obviously I still struggle with sadness. I think everybody does. But um whenever I do feel pretty down, I think about the fact that we almost sold out the Mint, which was crazy.
Yeah,
And I saw, there's so much to talk about with that first show. And
yeah,
I got there at, I think, 5:30 for my sound check. And I actually did my sound check around, I want to say 7-ish. And when I was done, my manager had me go over to, like, one of my tables to write, like, shirts 25, hoodies 40, whatever it was.
sure.
And my merch table was right by the front. And so the security guard, he opens the door to bring out some tables, because at the Mint there was tables there. And I fucking hated it, because they left some tables in, people were just sitting there, and I was like, get the fuck up.
Right,
Like, I don't like you sitting.
exactly.
But they left some tables, but the whole floor was supposed to be tables, which would have fucking sucked ass. But
Yeah,
anyways, they brought the tables out and left the door open, just, to make it easier. And I heard my name being called, and I was like, oh my fucking God. I want to say there was 4 people standing there with my merch on. And the night before, I went to a Conan Gray concert. And before then I'd never been like recognized in a sense.
Sure, sure.
Oh, I'm looking at my tickets to see where I'm sitting, and there's someone in my seat. So I'm like, oh fuck, I have to, my introverted ass is like, oh fuck, like I have to
Yeah, I
go.
gotta say something. It's a whole
Uh-huh.
thing.
So I tap her on the shoulder and I'm like, hey, look, like I think you might be sitting in my seat. And she's like, oh, okay, well, like we'll move. She moves to the row in front of us. She taps me a second later and she goes, are you Zauna? And I was like, I looked at her, I was like, what the fuck? And she told me she was like looking for my Z necklace to make sure it was me and everything. And she was like, I know you have a show tomorrow and stuff. She's like, I'm trying to go. And I was like, oh, you definitely should. And her name's Rayanne. I mean, that
Oh,
moment I
you'll
want.
never forget that. That's amazing.
No, no, she was waiting outside like of the Mint. And I
Sure.
said, oh my God, hi. And she was like, you remember me? I was like, how could I fucking not?
Yeah, like you don't even know how much that meant to me. I
Oh
think that's the craziest thing is like, okay, so you obviously have control over your numbers and your Spotify. You see the numbers going up. You know people are listening, but it's just numbers on a screen. You don't actually, I mean, maybe it's just me, like I feel the same. It's like numbers on a screen, but you don't realize there are people on the other side of that screen that are absorbing, and it's
yeah.
not just robots, and you delude yourself into thinking like no, like that couldn't possibly be for me. Like no, like I've racked up millions of views across the years. It has to be somebody, but until you're confronted with it, it's not real. It's not a real thing. I'm
That's
That makes me so happy. I've been in that same place and it's like you know who I am? Like what is this?
Yeah, and like it was such a surreal moment, and I gave all of them a hug outside. This girl fucking came from Wisconsin to
Oh my god, that's even
yes,
better.
her
That's
name's
even better.
Riley. I remember very specific things, and I have a horrible memory, but there's
Sure.
things that really do stick with me. And
I
you know,
love that. I hope
this
she watches this and she appreciates the shout out. Maybe she will.
well, I did a little video, 6-minute video of my first show and posted it
Okay.
on YouTube. And she made me a blowtorched pic. It
Love
is
that.
blue, or sorry, it's black and it has a blue Z on it. And she was like, I came from Wisconsin, here you go. And I was like, you are fucking crazy, but I love you so much.
Yeah,
And I shouted her out in my little vlog, if you will call it.
sure, sure.
But I mean, from that night to meeting people and them telling me that I've saved their fucking life, that will never fail to make me really step back and put things into perspective. Because if you really think about it, these super personal, vulnerable songs that I didn't think people would care about at all, these songs are affecting people in the way that it is. It's that they're seeing somebody online expressing how they feel and they relate to that. They're like, I feel that same fucking way, but I have no idea
Yeah.
how to express it. That's powerful. And it's powerful to see people cry when they tell you this. And at the show that I played, was it 2 days? I don't know. This week has gone by so fast. I think it was 2 days ago,
Sure.
3 days ago at this point. I met this kid and he was the kindest soul ever. I was opening for this artist named Layla Blue in San Francisco. She brought me on her tour to open for her there.
Nice.
And I was just I
Look
was
at you opening for people on their tours. That's
I know.
awesome. Just nonchalant. I'm just opening for someone on their tour. No big deal.
I think that when you're an opener, you're not expecting people to be there for you because it's not your show.
Oh
It's
no, never. No. You take a back seat, you're happy to be there. I get it.
Yeah, that was totally me. I was like, I'm so cool having nobody here for me. Like, I just want to perform because it's what I love doing. And this this guy, he's stand when I came on, he's literally standing right in front of me. He's the first there. He
Yeah.
has my beanie on, my hoodie, my
Love that.
shirt. He has these cool rings on. And after my first two songs, I looked at him, I said, I fucking love. I was like, hi, like I see you, I love you. And that show was great. It was really nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
My voice was shaky as shit. Like I can't listen to any videos of me performing. I hate it so much. But um, after I came off, he gave me flowers and he gave me a card. And 3 days ago, actually, it was a year from me releasing my EP, and it was like a birthday card,
Mm.
and it was like birthday EP or whatever it was. And I went back to my hotel that night feeling so good and grateful. And that's kind of where I'm at right now with, how I feel about the audience that I have, and how grateful I am. It feels weird to call them fans. It really does, because I consider them so much more than that. I feel like fans,
Right.
that word has it can have a negative connotation to it, like, oh, they're less than you. And I'd never want people to think that I'm more than them.
But the way that you're saying it is not giving that off, I promise. Like, I know exactly what you're saying, and you've made yourself very clear that they're not like that. It's just you're in this position where you're obviously so lucky to have these people that care about what you're doing and will show up for you. And I think that you're still very much at the beginning, even though you've been hard at this for a few years now. It's like, I mean, you're so young. Like, there's so much more to go. You're opening on tours. It's only a matter of time until the roles are reversed. So we'll see what happens. Um,
Yeah.
I have a couple more for you. I want to know just outright, what is this year looking like for you? Like, is there anything in the works? Obviously, don't feel pressured to say stuff if you don't want to, but what are things looking like?
There's a lot. I mean, it's March. This March has been the
Yeah,
busiest month of my career, I'd say. Thus far, I put out my most anticipated song earlier this year. This past week I've had like rehearsal after rehearsal for my show, and there's another thing that I'm doing that's coming out in a couple weeks
cool.
that I have not announced, but I've been rehearsing for that too. And um this thing that I'm talking about, I focused 10 to 11 hours of it yesterday. I I may or may not be um doing some visuals for this song. Um
Nice.
and to be back in that scene feels great. And yeah, it feels good to kind of be back where I was, but actually have an audience that cares about it.
Sure.
And I will say that with this song in particular, the visuals for this are super emotional. And
Sweet.
I cried a lot yesterday. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago? Fuck, I don't even know what time.
It's okay. It's
It
okay.
was 2 days ago, the 12th.
Okay.
Um, I literally flew to San Francisco the 11th, flew back the 12th, and then went to do some promo for this song for 10, 11 hours after that. So I'm absolutely fucking exhausted. And I went to urgent care yesterday because I hurt my ankle when I was doing it. I have an infection
Jeez.
in my middle finger. Not last, yesterday morning, I lost my voice because of
Oh,
rehearsals. It's back now, which is great.
okay. Okay.
I'm just super busy and I'm really excited. I want to obviously play more shows.
Sure.
Um, that's something that I'm working on. Oh, I have merch.
There you
So
go.
that's been pretty cool. And what else do I want to do this year? I mean, shows. Oh, more music, obviously.
That's a given.
I want to I have ideas for future
Sure.
projects. Um, Kind of toggling between a couple. My big thing is like for my last EP, it was very much centered on. Oop, I got an email. Sorry about that. Starbucks emailed me.
Oh, nice.
Anyways, I had a very specific vision for my EP last year, which was TVs floating above my head, and each TV representing a song, and it was about the world being in reverse, and very specific vision for that song. And I think moving forward with my future projects, I really want to make that not that, but the I want to make the concepts super clear and have a vision for each project. I kind of want to see it as like a time capsule, and I think that that's what songs and projects are. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited to just put new stuff out, and I've been, uh, you know, doing a lot of things, getting into. I'm starting to get into some sessions with new people.
Nice.
I'm working for people as a producer now, which is really cool. Um, yeah, I have a lot going on this year,
Yeah,
but
you've clearly planted the seeds and they're starting to come up through the soil. That's amazing.
Mhm. It's all super exciting, and I feel
Yeah,
like 2023 is going to be a good year for me.
I think you're right. I can't see how it wouldn't be. Uh, Gabriella, my last question for you here is it's the same as the last time we ended, but it's basically for the person that is going to discover you from this. What is an opening message that you'd like to say to them before they listen to your music for the first time?
That is such a big question. I know that I've answered this before,
You're
but
right, and I don't remember if you remember,
I
but
have no idea what
but
I
that's probably a good thing.
no, because I'm a different person now. Anyways, I
Exactly.
I think that um definitely go into my music with an open mind, because it's not conventional necessarily. It's emotional, it's immersive, atmospheric. Go into it with an open mind. Don't be secluded to a certain genre, because I don't think my music fits into one. And yeah, just make sure that you leave your heart and mind open to emotions flowing in, because I think when you close them off, another fucking email.
So
Jesus.
popular.
um I think when you close yourself off to your emotions, my music won't be as receptive as I think it could be. So definitely try to be as open as possible, and just, immerse yourself in it. That's the most important thing for me, is to make people feel like they're in my world and in an atmosphere that I've created. So yeah, just listen and feel what you want to feel.
Great answer. Gabriella, thank you so much for taking the time. Please let me plug your music for you once again here. If you guys missed it the first time around, the song is called The Mirror. But obviously, I urge you to check out the rest of it. It's all amazing. We will have links in our articles so that you can listen and share and follow along. I assume that there's just infinitely more greatness being delivered into the world sometime this year. So there's never been a better time to hop on the bandwagon. I'm excited and I love these conversations. I want to thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me. This has been, I love talking to you.
Thanks. Well, if you have any LA shows coming up, please let me know. I would love to go.
I will try to shoot for one this year. I think I will
Cool.
do one this year.
Perfect. Awesome. I hope you have a great rest of your day and I hope to speak soon.
Yes, you too.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye bye.